And I want you to listen carefully. This is very important. And everyone who is watching. It is the clarity of the vision that gives you the emotion to survive the journey. It's like climbing a mountain and only to realize you climbed the wrong mountain at the top. So these people are experiencing a deep level of frustration. They feel that they pursued a career, you know, they are CPAK and they are getting all the money. But at the same time...
Are you getting to us accountants?
No. Could get to you also. But
after whatever we want in life, what is the one thing that is hindering us from achieving those things?
If I was to say one thing, I'd say the mindset.
Mindset?
Yeah. The disposition of your mind is the biggest mountain you'll ever deal with. And yet, it's your biggest asset in life. Oh, let them be. Let's just let them be, man. Just let them be, you see. Maybe I can explain the difference. A motivational speaker is someone who's going to tell you that you can start a poultry farm with a feather. I would say a motivational speaker is a hypist, is an MC, gets you fired up, and sometimes, to be honest, Father, we need motivation. So if you look at it, if you analyze it, the core of it, it is how a man thinks. Once you have that right, then everything else becomes right. Once you have that wrong, the outcome is almost predictable. It is the things that you are doing today, my friend Fadi, that determine what you'll see tomorrow. Okay? So I would ask them not to focus on tomorrow. Just do today right. Just do today the correct way. It will automatically take care of tomorrow.
Hello everyone, welcome to Songo Insights. This is episode 5. Now, we normally bring you very amazing guests to share their knowledge, their experience, their expertise, challenges and lessons. And today we have none other than Coach Gabriel. Coach Gabriel is a personal development coach, self-publishing consultant, and an entrepreneur. He published 2 books. The names of the books are In Pursuit of Growth, Self-Discovery for Self-Recovery. Coach Gabriel, welcome to Songo Insight.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Who is Coach Gabriel and where is he from?
Wow, thank you. So, I think you have already introduced me. Coach Gabriel is a personal development coach. My key areas is on human development, career development, financial growth, and all areas that concerns a human being. I'm also a self-publishing consultant. I work with authors, aspiring authors, and already established authors to help them maybe publish their books for the aspiring authors. Some just to sharpen their ideas, some to bring their ideas into life, and some just to brand as an author so that you are seen there. You see, you can have a message, but it's not known because you are not known. So sometimes we help the authors to package themselves correctly so that they can find their ground. Also, I'm an entrepreneur, been in business for a while. So that's my journey.
Business doesn't end. Are you up to now in business?
Yes, I'm still in business. Once an entrepreneur, I think always forever one.
Always an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Let's start with the personal development. The personal development journey. How did you know you want to pursue this journey?
Okay, it happened, I would call it accidentally. Because it all started during the COVID time. I had been listening to personal development gurus. I had reached a point in my career, because I'm a technical engineer, where I was feeling like I'm not in the right place. I don't know if you have ever come to a point where you feel you're tired of Mondays and you're excited of Fridays, and you can't tell why. But you know, you don't want to go to that job. You don't hate the job, it pays the bills. But at the same time, you don't have that excitement. You don't have that oomph. You don't have that desire to be there. So I started looking out what could be the problem. I was trying to address the problem from a natural point of view, just trying to read, looking if there's somebody out there in the world who has the same situation, same challenge. And in 2019, 2018 onwards, I had dedicated a lot of my time just reading books from motivational speakers and listening to a lot of tapes from Zig Ziglar, from some local people like Pepe Minambo, Dr. K. and Jacob, a lot of Jim Rohn, a lot of people, you know. And then there came 2020 and COVID-19 was announced. And there I was. So at this time, as the technical engineers, we're only reporting in shifts. And this would be 1 week shift, and then you have a whole week, then another week shift, and we'll do 3 days in a week. So I had a lot of time for myself. And this time I got an opportunity now to kind of reflect, look deep, see what has meaning for me and see what doesn't. And how did it start? I started blogging. So I would wake up in the morning, blog my thoughts, just my thoughts. And then
which platforms?
Facebook. A lot of it was just Facebook, I think, generally, and sometimes Twitter. Do a post or two. But because they are long posts, I think Facebook was the most realistic for me. So with these blogs, people started reaching out. Hey man, I am inspired by what you wrote. Nowadays I'm reading your content daily. Hey, do you have a book? Hey, what's up? And I realized, wow,
there is a market here.
This seems to be something. This seems to be something. And I started promising people that I'll be releasing a book, and people are waiting.
So you released the book?
I didn't have a book.
No,
because of the pressure, from my posts. So people kept on asking me, where can we reference this from, you know? Where are you getting this from? And I started putting my thoughts together, and that's how I packaged my first book. But even before I packaged my first book, I found out what it is that was aligning with people so much. And I realized most of the people that I was speaking to, or those that were contacting me, were almost where I was, but a step behind me. You understand? So it's like you're moving from 1 to 10, but you are at step number 7. But people at step number 6 are saying, Fadi, how did you get there? What you're talking about is where I am, you know, and that kind of talk. So I went on and realized that this was more about personal development. This was more about personal growth, that desire to connect with yourself, self-fulfillment, you know, wanting to connect with who you originally are, finding those natural gifts, working with your passion, and then becoming that person who you always dream. So that is what now pushed me to find the right course. I did the course on personal development. I did coaching course. I got the certification, and then I set out now to do personal development as a consultancy.
Did you go to an institution, or it was an online thing, the certification?
So there are institutions that do that. And also there are online ones that do that. But I don't want to share the specifics.
Okay, no problem. When was the first time you sat with a person who you were mentoring and you changed something in their life?
Around that time.
Do you remember that particular time?
This was in 2021, around November. By this time, you know, 2020, I was blogging the whole time, because of COVID. Do 2-3 posts in a day. Then by 2021, I had really built a lot of traffic, and had people just engaging on regular time. And then one person literally paid me and asked me if I could come see them. So they sent me a payment and asked if I could come. So when I went there, that's when he told me what he wanted, and we had this conversation. And that was my first ticket as a personal development coach. But before then, I had already started mentoring people. Now from that is from my Facebook page, people would inbox me, would get my contact, and then would start like meeting, having regular calls on some of the things that I was posting. So this, by 2021, was actually around November was the first time that I actually got a physical client who I handled from there.
That physical client, what have you changed in their life? Maybe the trajectory of their life. What lessons has he? Do you normally give them your life scenario, or do you normally take the life of others in books and then give them as a solution? What is your modus operandi of doing things?
Yeah, that's a good question. So when it comes to personal development, people are not photocopies. So there is no cast on stone formula, quote unquote. First of all, you just need to find out where someone is in their journey. Then find out what they are struggling with. All right. Then gather the resources and the tools that are correct for that. Give them the knowledge they need, then provide them with the instructions. You see, we don't just want to motivate. We want to give instruction. Instructions means a strategy. How you will move from, you are stuck at point 4, right? And you want to get point 8. What are the instructions that you need to move from this step to the next step to the next step?
You give them practical steps.
You have to give them practical steps. But the main work is actually to go into their mind. You have to sit with them down and try to understand their point of view. A lot of time when it comes to personal development, the hardware is right. The hardware means Father is strong, he can think, he can reason, he can read, he can write. The hardware is there, okay? He has a dream, all that he has. But there is something that is holding him back from getting to where he's going, right? That thing which is holding him is the one thing that as a coach you must find. Then you must address, because that's the barrier that has actually been stopping them. You see, a lot of us, for example, Fadi, we already know, sometimes we could know our talents. We could know our gifts, right? We could know our networks. I have few people I could call. We could know our, let's say, our finances. We know our net worth. But we are not able to translate these into what we want. So personal development is more about the software, the psychology behind where you are to where you want to get.
When you are finding problems and you want to give them solutions, let's say, for example, you have mentored a lot of people. Do they have the same problems, or each and every person has different problems?
No, as I have told you, people are not photocopies. But you find that there are certain problems that face certain groups of people. For example, a young man or a young woman who is before 25 years of age, there are some common issues that they are struggling with. Things like identity, forming relationships, defining which career path to pursue. Sometimes it's a course or a college. Sometimes it's peer pressure. And sometimes you might find maybe it's an issue of indecision, really, procrastination and all that kind of thing. But then you find the people who are at 40 years and above, now they want to move to the next level, maybe the next level of their career, the next level of their dreams. So this is someone who is somewhat organized, but they want that specific instruction, that specific push to get them to the next level. So you'll find that it differs from group to group. You can group them. Different groups of people have some common things. But then when it comes to challenges, each person has unique sets of challenges that they go through. And that's why it can never be copy-paste. It's a lot of time called personal development. It's very personal.
On the personal development journey, you as a coach, Coach Gabriel, what was your priority? Was your priority making money out of it, or your first priority was to help other people so that they can go after their goals?
My first priority was finding me, my friend.
finding
He was finding me. This was not about money, you know, as I have told you my story.
Yeah.
I was just somewhere in between,
Yeah.
you know. And I think the title of my book, first time, was Lost in Between.
Yeah.
But it eventually changed. It morphed into something else.
Yes.
Because I felt like I was lost in between.
Yeah.
It's not that I hate this job. It's not that I can't do it. Actually, I'm getting awards for being a best performer.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not that I'm very okay with it. It's somehow, it's like disaligned. I don't know if you've ever done something, it fits. It's like you take a piece of an onion and a piece of an orange. You remove it from the orange, you take the piece of onion and you fit it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
It fits.
Yes.
But it doesn't belong there.
Yeah.
So it fits, but there is an issue of alignment. So first of all, it was all about me finding me. It was about an internal process, dealing with my own ghosts. Then once I did that, I realized that in my journey, because it's kind of, I was sharing my journey, there were too many people that were asking the same questions. So the next thing I was doing is trying to see, could I pull Fadi from where he is to at least where I am? Okay. Could I share with him my journey? Could I share with him what I found? Could I share with him the books that I read? All that.
What if the person is maybe ahead of you and then he has some challenges and he wants you maybe to help him with those particular challenges?
Yeah, so I was referring to the beginning of the journey.
Yeah.
That was the beginning, all right?
Okay.
But now,
Yeah.
the beginning shifted into now pursuing it, all right?
Yeah.
So, and that's where now you go, you get the right knowledge. So you go get some coaching skills. You go get some personal development coaching yourself, okay?
Yeah.
So this now helps you to see things from a global point of view. Now, in the beginning, I was using my own story, but now eventually it developed into something. It's like you do first aid to someone, that does not make you a nurse or a doctor, you know, but now you can pursue the same and eventually become a doctor. Yeah. So it's not a problem now to deal with someone who is ahead of me or behind or whatever the case be.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you have, was everyone approaching you, or there was a specific age gap that mostly were coming to you? Because
yeah, it's not everyone.
Age is also a factor. You may see a person who is young cannot somehow coach someone who is big, older than him, because he has no much experience.
Yeah.
There is no lesson you can give someone who is maybe 10 years, 20 years older than you. What was the age gap which most of the time which came to you and you were solving their problems?
Yeah, so initially, first of all, let me make this clear.
Yeah.
You cannot coach everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no business that serves everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even ice cream, the most sweet thing. Yeah.
Yes.
So first of all, the thinking that you can serve everyone is just mistaken. Okay, it's all mistaken. There are people who align with you, who need what you have. Those are the only people that you can serve. So first of all, I'm not looking to serve everyone. In the beginning, yes, I used to deal with the younger group much more than I do now. Okay, but then that is because I had not repositioned myself. Okay, but now with repositioning, actually say that I do coach more older people than myself more. Yeah, because coaching is not about, it's not mentorship as per se. Mentorship is whereby you go first, then come back and hold someone to show them where you've been. Okay? But coaching is more about exploring where someone is and then providing strategies to move forward. So this one does not necessarily mean that for me to coach the president, I must be two-time president. No, you just need to find the aspect of his life that he could be having a challenge with and finding the right instructions just to move just ahead of that. So it's not about, you see, mentorship is the one that you must be ahead of your mentee. But coaching is not the same. It's not the same. Yeah.
And well understood about, and I normally follow your page. I normally read whatever you write, and they're so aspiring. They put light in your day. And why did you begin this idea of consulting? You're also a consultant.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one, as I told you now, this is what happens when you get into this space. When you have a solution and someone is looking for that solution, when they approach you and they need it, that means if you are working somewhere, you'll have to cut down on the time you are working there and be there for them. So at the end of the day, you start losing your major time helping people, while on the other side, you are losing on income and whatever else that you are losing on.
You're not charging them when you're
in the beginning, I was not charging. But then it came a time that I realized I was losing so much time. This can no longer be driven as a social work or something like that. So I rebranded, and then I started charging. So at least also when you charge people.
Did you have a specific tag in terms of money, or when you sit with the person and then he shares with you the problems, that's why when you identify the amount of price maybe to charge them, or you heard
so this one grows with time. I think, let's just be honest. It grows with time, because even your understanding of the business also grows with time. So first of all, in the beginning, I had a time charge. So it's 1 hour, it's this amount. Okay. Yeah, but then once you continue growing the business, you realize that there are different kinds of clients who have unique needs. And some you will need to be with them for a period of time. For example, someone is setting up a business and they want to be coached, or someone is shifting a career. And maybe it cannot be one session. They will need to work with you for a period of time. Could be 2, 3, 4, 5 months, and maybe you're just consulting once every month. So a lot of time now, what I do is we first of all sit, analyze the situation, and then I can come up with a package that fits your needs. And that's why it's called personal development. It's more very, very personalized. So some people we can meet and have a talk one time, and that's good, just a follow-up. And some people will do a series of meetings, of sessions, and sometimes actual follow-up and physical accountability if we've agreed on something. For example, you are trying to overcome something. Let's say you are trying to overcome some form of drinking. Honestly, one session is not enough. I can help you understand what's going on, and I can give you a strategy. But then I must also follow up and see where you are, some of the struggles that you're coming through, and what should be done now going forward.
According to experience, you are an experienced coach. You have sat down with a lot of people. You have helped them. What is the most common thing that is affecting most of us in terms of pursuing our goals, in terms of going after whatever we want in life? What is the one thing that is hindering us from achieving those things?
If I was to say one thing, I'd say the mindset.
Mindset.
Yeah. The disposition of your mind is the biggest mountain you'll ever deal with. And yet, it's your biggest asset in life. You see, your mind is the steering wheel of your life. It is where it goes that your life goes. You find people who have a lot of resources, abundance of resources, and yet they can't help themselves. And then you find someone who has nothing. Literally what you'd say, it's a closed case. And then you see them start from the bottom all the way to the top. What's the difference? It's the disposition of their mind. Once a mind is set on lack, it doesn't matter how much is available. They can see it. And once a mind is set on resourcefulness, it doesn't matter what is there or what is not. It will find a way. So I'd say that the hardest thing to deal with when it comes to a human being is changing their mind and helping them to see light. Once they see it, you can set them free. They'll go as far as they want. But until that mind can be reframed, redirected to see what's important, what is the right thing, what to be focused on, and how to do it, until then, you still can't win. It doesn't matter what you get. And let me give you a good example. You've been into this sometimes, and it's not the best example, but you've been into, let's say, the slums.
Yes.
And these places where people really are stricken of poverty and all those things. And sometimes you see a child that has been taken, sponsored, and put in good conditions. And then all of a sudden they run away and run back to the slum. What's the problem? Or a street boy. Pick them, you bring them to your house, you feed them, you give them everything. Then the other day you find them pulling glue, sniffing glue. What's the issue? It's their mind. You have a slum mindset in a mansion.
What if someone argues, not only mindset, but what we call maybe grouping or peer pressure, or having bad influence in terms of friends, in terms of the people close to you, because they say, tell me your 5 friends, and I tell you who you are. So that group mind, that group thinking,
it's good group dynamics.
Dynamics. What if that is one of the reasons?
It is one of the reasons, but I think you asked the topmost reason.
Yes.
Because someone in that group, if you help them to see things differently from that group, they still can succeed. They can change that group, find the right resources, and build themselves to the top. But no matter how much resources you push towards that person, in that space, there's no help that is going to come to them. So if you look at it, if you analyze it, the core of it, it is how a man thinks. Once you have that right, then everything else becomes right. Once you have that wrong, the outcome is almost predictable.
That is so profound, Coach Gabriel.
Yes, sir.
The moment you were coming here, and I was talking with a friend of mine, and I told him, you are coming. He asked me to ask you this question. He said that, he's a friend of mine, he said that he's struggling with consistency. He starts something, and then in the middle, he abandons or abdicates from that particular initiative he has started.
Yes.
He starts another thing.
And then it falls.
Yeah, it falls.
Yeah.
What is the main thing that causes
that
us
kind of
not
situation
to be consistent, us not to go further?
Okay.
What do you think?
First of all, and I want you to listen carefully. This is very important. And everyone who is watching. It is the clarity of the vision that gives you the emotion to survive the journey. Again, I repeat, it's the clarity of the vision that gives you the emotion to survive the journey to your dreams. Okay? A lot of us say we want something. And for example, you want a piece of land, you want to buy a plot, you want to buy a car, you want to say something. But do you know, Fadi, by just saying that, you are not very clear on that vision. Okay? And because you lack a lot of clarity, you will find that when an issue comes up in your journey, priorities automatically change. But once you set a goal, and I have a 7-step method of setting a goal. Number 1, mention what it is.
Mention what it is.
Yeah, and write it down. Okay? Number 2, detail the specifics of that goal. This is one thing 90 to 95% of people don't do. Just say, I want a car. They don't give the specific details. I want a Prado, 300cc, color white. You have to go into the specific details of what you want.
Specification.
Yeah, because that challenges you to travel into that future which you are not in, and to have an experience of what you actually want. Then the other thing you must do in setting your goal, you must write down the obstacles you expect on your road to getting there. Because if you think that you'll just wake up and go get a Prado, my friend, you're lying to yourself. So what are the struggles? What are the hurdles that you expect along the way that you will have? Then the other thing, you must find out the people or the organizations that you need to associate with. I call them the associations you need to get you there. Sometime if you realize you are a person who procrastinates a lot, maybe you may need an accountability partner. Maybe you'll need a coach. Maybe you'll need a mentor. Someone to keep you on the go. And finally, you need to set a time frame. A clear time frame. Because a goal that keeps on shifting and shifting and shifting and shifting is probably going to be meaningless to you. A lot of time it is going to leave you very frustrated. But you see, once you have these steps very clear, the level of clarity that you gain almost creates an emotion of reality of where you're going. Okay? It's like traveling to somewhere. It's called time travel. It's like traveling in the future, and you taste how the future will be. That emotion is actually what keeps people going, even on the tough days, even on those days when things look totally impossible. That's the secret. Otherwise, if your goal is shaky, unclear, it can change, and all that, you'll never get it. So it is the emotion that actually drives consistency. It is the clarity of vision that actually drives discipline. Otherwise, if you lack that, you cannot enforce discipline when you are unclear on the end game.
And one question I want to ask is that writing your goals, how much weight does it carry in terms of achieving your goals?
Okay, let me go into science a bit. When you think about something, it is like a wave in your brain, all right? When you write something, it becomes like an atom in your brain. So it becomes something real that exists in the brain. And now, brain works in this way. There is what we call the law of attraction, such that you think about something long enough, your brain has power to attract to you the things that relate to that thing. You get it? And that's why a man sits here today and thinks of getting married. Before, he wouldn't meet women who are marriage caliber, quote unquote. And then that time when he holds on to that thoughts, he starts seeing girls he can marry. Suddenly. But he was there all along. You sit here and you think about a red car. Let's call it a red Toyota Harrier car. Think about it long enough, then walk through the road. You will see it.
It appears.
Because your mind has that magnetic force. So what happens is you want to think about it, but then write it. Convert it into real things, real atoms in your brain, so that as you see it more and more from where you wrote it, you are utilizing that attractive power of the brain to move you towards that direction. That's the secret.
So the secret is writing about...
write your thoughts.
What about self-reflection at the end of the day? Is it important for someone to sit down, maybe at the late hours of the night, and then calculate how he utilized his day? Is it important in terms of achieving the goals?
Absolutely. That's the secret of the top guys. If you never reflect, it means you never take stocks. It means you are not sure where you are going. Because you are not sure where you've come from. Then it means even if you get to where you are going, you will not know that you have already arrived. So taking stock for any top dog, any person, top player, reflection is a must. A must. And you'll see this in all the books and all the big guys. Like, for example, Thomas Edison. It's recorded that he tried 1,000 times until he got. So this guy is a guy who kept on recording what he has done, It was recorded, and that's why we can refer to him. All right. Most of these people have a record of exactly how their journey has been, and then reflection gives you another advantage. Once you reflect, you are able to see what you have not been seeing. It's like reading a report. It's like you've been presented with some statistics. I still have my books in 2018, 2017, and I go back and read
your journal books.
And wonder, wow, how was I thinking at that time? This kind of thinking was very poor kind of thinking. So I can tell that I'm growing by reflecting on what I did yesterday. And I can tell if I'm regressing by looking at where I was yesterday. So it's very important. Anything that you are doing, at the end of the day, always take stock. Look at your life in general. Look at your career. Look at your life from all angles. Sometimes even look at your own thoughts. It helps you to know if either you are going downwards or you're going upwards. And maybe it gives you suggestions on what you need to correct.
How does someone know he or she is growing? He or she has a different mindset. He or she is somewhere in life. How does someone know?
It's not very hard. First of all, it's through reflection, as you have said. And you reflect in this way. Previously, if Father insulted me, I'll break a glass. I'll insult him back. I'll knock him down. And then suddenly someone insults you. You look at them and you leave them alone. Tells you your mentor, your mind has shifted. Now you are dealing differently with the same crisis you used to deal with. So a lot of time it's self-reflection. Then the other thing you must look at is the outputs. You see, life is very simple. It is the things that you put in that you get out from the other side. Computer language, garbage in, garbage out. Farmers language, what you plant is what you reap, you know. Life is like that. But I want to expand that law a bit more and say that it is not only what you plant that you reap. It is actually you reap more than you planted. We put down a sack of maize, we get 10 sacks, you know. It is always multiplied when it comes to harvest. So if you want to tell the difference in your life, look at it this way. These are the results I'm getting. What were my inputs? And if you reflect back, you realize, oh, my inputs were procrastination, inconsistency, a lot of time wastage, a lot of this, a lot of that, no savings, no this. Then, if you make a small change, then look back, you realize, oh, a little savings. Now I have some available cash I could use anytime. A little consistency. Now I can see my abs coming up, you know. A little consistency. I look more sharper. I have my mind more clear, you know. I have better sleep. So it's all about the results. If your results are improving, you are growing. If they are not improving, it doesn't matter the number of books you are reading, you are not growing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we indulge in entrepreneurship,
yes,
I have one last question. What is your advice to those people who have phobia of future? They fear future. They have uncertainty. They are tensed when they think about their future. They become little bit disorganized. What is your advice?
The solution is tomorrow is not anything strange. It's not going to be new. Because tomorrow, generally, the way life has been organized is actually an outcome of today. It is the things that you are doing today, my friend Fadi, that determine what you'll see tomorrow. Okay? So, I would ask them not to focus on tomorrow. Just do today right. Just do today the correct way. It will automatically take care of tomorrow. Tomorrow has enough troubles of its own. And yesterday, is already gone. Okay. But if you work out now well, if you do things right now, trust me, the law of reaping and sowing will be to your benefit tomorrow. So you can actually engineer your tomorrow today. Instead of worrying about it, why don't you focus on engineering it now?
Do that imply to those people who say, maybe I've wasted a lot of time, I'm at a place whereby I've grown old and I've not maybe utilized my youth?
Yeah. That's a common regret.
Yeah. Do you still give the same advice?
Yes. But let me rephrase it.
Yeah.
There's a difference when it comes to human beings. We are not like ducks. We are not like trees. A duck goes towards where there is water. Okay? A tree stands on one place for all its life. Human beings, we are not that way because we are blessed with a brain. Yeah. You can always stop and take a U-turn any day, anytime. If you are still alive, you can take a U-turn. Story is given of a gentleman who got tired. US, Texas. Gentleman who used to have this old pickup, would drive it, it would get broken on the road. It would just trouble him. And he was a farmer. These are cowboys. So one of these days just got tired of that thing. He went home and took his shotgun, drove that thing into the middle of a field, put 200 bullets in it, and said, this is the last day I drive that broken thing, and nobody in this life will ever drive it. And that was the day he changed his life. 2 weeks later, he had a new car. You can get tired. You can get tired by the life you are living with. You can do away with it, and you can restart afresh. Anytime, any day. You have a brain, you can do it. You have the power from God. You have the resources you need. So long as you are alive, you can turn around. Don't give up.
Well, I believe us and the viewers will benefit from those intakes of yours. They're so profound.
Thank you.
Yes, they have a lot of weight. Let's indulge in entrepreneurship a little bit. What business do you do in terms? If we say yes, you did the personal development, you're a consultant. What other venture do you do, Mr. Gabriel?
Yeah, so largely, as I told you, I'm a technical engineer. So I do work on that line.
Yeah.
But generally what I'm really passionate about and the main areas of focus in entrepreneurship is personal development coaching. That is an entrepreneurship field. And we also own a publishing house. So we do help others who have ideas, who are stuck in their journey, who have been procrastinating for years, as you have said, and some who has been frustrated by other publishers or stuff like that. We help them with the journey all the way from wherever they are. It could be from a point of idea all the way to getting them published and all the way to getting them branded as an author. So you can be able to come out right, sell your message right, and also sell your books right. So those are the two key ventures that I'm in at the moment.
You also authored 2 books. Number 1 is In Pursuit of Growth. In
yes.
Pursuit of Growth.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Self-Discovery.
For self-recovery. Yeah.
What is the difference between those 2 books?
Yeah, so I'll just tell you the story behind them so that you can understand.
Yeah.
In Pursuit of Growth was my first book. And as I told you, I was actually myself pursuing growth. It's a compendium of the things I did and the things that I read from others that helped them to find themselves, come up with their vision, that is, craft their vision and pursue it to an end. Yeah. So it was, as the title said, it was for those people that are pursuing to a life of fulfillment, to their dreams, and also those people who feel like they are stuck, You feel like I've been in the first chapter. I talk about 4 types of growth. And one of it I call the stuck kind of growth. And another one, I call it the snail kind of growth.
Yeah.
Someone could be not moving, like 10 years down the line, have any father, they haven't changed even their own house, you know. They haven't bought a new chair. They are just exactly as they were 10 years ago. Then there is this other group of people who, like, the things father you do in 1 month, they take 10 years to do. I wanted to buy a book, didn't buy in 2024, 2025, 2026, they are still saving for that book. You know, 2027. Then after they buy it, they will finish reading it at 2035. That's a snail kind of pace. If you go that way, you will die before you achieve even 1% of your dream.
Yes.
Okay? Then there are other people who are going through a situation where they are experiencing reverse growth. Reverse growth is you, in your heart, you genuinely intended by end of 2025, you'd be somewhere. Okay? You'd travel to South Africa, you'd travel to Dubai, you'd meet these entrepreneurs, you'd start this small business. Yeah. But then, at the end of 2025, you find that you don't even have the air ticket. You are lacking even food. Now, your situation is so bad, like what you expected and what you are looks like another negative 10. So there are also people that are experiencing that kind of thing. So they wish to go forward. If you asked them, they are working forward. But if you looked at their reality, they are going backward. Okay? Yeah. So I've addressed those situations in that book. And I've shared part of my story and some other people. And I've shared how it feels and what are some of the things that could be causing that and how you could go forward. So that's in pursuit of growth, right? Yeah. Then we have this other book called Discovery for Self-Recovery. I felt that a lot of time, as much as you hear people complain, you know, they are tired of these jobs, they haven't made a fortune, you find that these people, if I sit down with them in a coaching session, they are strangers to themselves. And what do I mean strangers? They've never sat down one day and analyzed themselves. They have a problem of self-awareness. If you ask them what are your strengths, they can't put it on paper. If you ask them what are your weaknesses, they can't literally put it on paper. What are your gifts? They literally can't tell one or two. What are your talents? What are the kind of people you attract? What is your personality? Like, these people are total strangers to themselves. Now, remember, this person could be 50 years. It could be 15 years. It could be 70 years. And it could be 40 years. But they have never, even a single time, looked at themselves and faced who they are. And therefore, as they pursue things in life, these things are not satisfying. It's like climbing a mountain and only to realize you climbed the wrong mountain at the top. So these people are experiencing a deep level of frustration. They feel that they pursued a career, you know, they are CPAK. And they're getting all the money. But at the same time...
Are you getting to us accountants?
No. Could get to you also. But I'm saying they are at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
But then it is so frustrating to be at the top. So this book was written for such people who feel like, I thought this was it, man. But I'm already here. And it doesn't feel like it, you know. I thought if I bought this car, this will be it, man. I'm going to be a happy guy. And then you have it, and, you know. So that book addresses that issue.
Okay. Well explained. Let me throw to you this question. People like you who are self-development gurus, personal coaches, some people tend to label you as motivational speakers.
Yes.
And they tend to say that you guys have not experienced these things practically. And they tend to maybe ridicule you guys and maybe ridicule whatever you are telling them to just, he's a just motivational speaker. What is your thought about those people?
Oh, let them be. Let's just let them be, man. Just let them be. You see, maybe I can explain the difference. A motivational speaker is someone who's going to tell you that you can start a poultry farm with a feather. You see, they're just getting you fired up, you know, but they lack an aspect of instructions. Okay, but a coach is an instructor. You tell them you want to be the best player, football player in the world. They tell you, okay, are you willing to pay the price? You say, I am willing. They tell you, let's meet in the field tomorrow. You will train for 8 hours. This is the technique you will train until you perfect it. This is the next technique you'll train. And they will hold you accountable until you get it right. So there's a whole difference between a coach and a motivational speaker. I would say a motivational speaker is a hypist, is an MC, gets you fired up. And sometimes, to be honest, Father, we need motivation. Sometimes we all need motivation. There are days, man, you feel like, oh, this is too much, you know, you want to quit. You need some of that motivation. But what I tell people, don't leave it at the point of motivation. Make sure you get to the point of instruction. Have the right instruction, have the right strategy, and start working on it. Because it is what you do that changes your situation. It's not the hype you give yourself. So until you have specific things you can do to move yourself ahead, trust me, you are dealing with a hypist.
What is your advice to those upcoming authors who want to maybe author a book? What is your advice to them?
First of all, it's a good desire. It's a good desire to author.
Can anyone author a book, or we have?
Anyone can author a book. But not everyone can write a bestseller. And that's the difference, you know. That's the difference. A bestseller is a book that has a unique message that someone has sat down on and has worked out his message with clarity, with conviction, and with direction. And they have stayed on the project long enough to know that what they've shared there has capacity to change someone's life. That's what we call a bestseller. But writing your ideas, you can write them and have them published any day. So it's a good thing to desire. But I also ask them that they should put themselves in the shoe of the reader and ask themselves, would I want such a message? And would it make a difference in my life? If it can for you, it can for me. If it can't, probably going to waste your money.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. I think me and Patrick here, we were getting free therapy, free advices, and free everything.
Thank you.
For us to end up, where can we get your books, the In Pursuit of Growth and Self-Discovery for Self-Recovery, and where can we get you personally, Coach Gabriel?
Thank you so much. So for the books, I'll leave them with you here. People can get direct from you, and also we'll share a link on your Facebook or wherever you will share. You can always find them there. Then I also self-distribute. So if you contact me, I'll make sure you get a book. Finding me, I have 2 offices. I have a training office in Roiro Kimbo, next to NIBS. So if you want training, mentorship, and that kind of thing, you can find me there. And we have an office in RNG building in town where we do our publishing work. So you can find me in either. My contact is 0719 489 372. 0719 489 372. My Facebook account is very active. It's where I do a lot of postings because my posts are rather long. So you can find me on Facebook, Gabriel Mungai. I have a pink shirt. You'll see me there. Good content. You'll enjoy.
Once again, thank you so much.
You're most welcome, sir. and thank you for allowing me to serve you this day.